Anyway, so we'll do that. Okay. So we had done till 8, chapter 3, verse 8, correct? So we'll start from verse 9. Now, this is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 9. Man is bound by his own actions, except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. Therefore, Arjuna, do you efficiently perform your duty, free from attachment, for the sake of sacrifice alone. Now, the word sacrifice has come over here many times, and it will be there in the next 2-3 verses also. So, first and foremost, what is the meaning of the word sacrifice? Sacrifice in our normal world means what? We sacrifice for somebody, isn't it? That is all. English word is what sacrifice means. किसी के लिए done for others. Now here the word sacrifice is used in a very peculiar manner. We are doing our jobs. Everybody is doing their jobs. Correct? When the job is done, whose sacrifice are we doing over there? Think about it. You are doing some work somewhere, a duty, kind of a duty. Maybe you're working for a company and you are going to get some money or some salary or some kind of a return on whatever that you have invested. So it seems like a sacrifice. Here he says, man is bound by his own action, except, the word is except, when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. You remember in all our books it is mentioned that in olden times, today man and woman both, they would go out, work for their family, their children, their country. See, what happens is everybody has to do some kind of a job for not themselves but for the other person. So we all do it for somebody else. So look at it from this perspective, that the sacrifice which is done, those who are married and those who have children will say, yes, we are doing it for our family and children only, isn't it? Whatever job that we are doing for them. That is the way of looking at it. But think about it. Is it some kind of a return somewhere? End of the day, you are still expecting something out of the relationship. Okay, even if you are doing it for the family, you will say ki, oh, my children, they have to be good, they have to do this. My parents, if you are doing it for the parents, you are expecting them to, at least there has to be some return. It's like I was telling one story today in the morning where the mother has sued the daughter and the daughter had to be thrown out of her own house. Mother has taken charge of the house and she has thrown out her daughter. So it sounds very rude, How is that possible? So the mother was not working. The daughter was working. And she was taking care of the mother. And how is it that suddenly out of the blue this happens? So you will say, return kya hai wahan par? The mother should have been at least nice, How can you throw your own daughter out? What wrong has she done? Now, reasons can be any. You have to understand. We love to give reasons. The mother says, why did you leave your husband and come? You got the point. Why did you leave? हमारे इसमें ऐसा नहीं होता. You see the whole point of it. But she was undergoing a lot of problem there. So naturally she couldn't carry on, and that is the reason why she left. So, but reasoning is in our world allowed. बच्चा बड़ा होता है, नौकरी, he's working somewhere. There is an expectation that my son, my daughter, they have to look after me and all that. That expectation is always there. So there is no sacrifice there. So here he says, man is bound by his own action. So whatever action that you do, any action that you do in this world, we have done this. Action means even sitting is an action, even talking is an action, even looking at a person or even thinking is an action. So thoughts, words and deeds, all. So whatever actions that happen, these actions convert itself into karma. This much we have understood. But how do you avoid karma? That means you have to do actions which should not incur a karma. So this is the place where he is starting that explanation, how to do actions where you are not going to incur karma. So they are called sacrifices. Alright? Actions which are called sacrifices where you do not expect any returns. You do it only for the sake of doing. So these are the actions which you do, but don't even think. Like I said, karma happens when you even think about it. You may say, ना ओ मैं उस टेम्पल में गई थी या गया था और मैंने वहां पर 1,000 रुपए का चढ़ावा चढ़ाया. Okay, so you have put $1,000 over there. Good. You are going to get returns on that. That means karma has happened. You may say God's karma क्या है? We are going to do a verse where it is mentioned where gods are interested in. There is a verse over here, verse number 12, which is going to tell you how these gods work. Okay, so therefore, Arjuna, do you efficiently perform your duty? Duties are those which come to us on their own. Nobody has to run after the duty. So duties happen to us because of what we are and where we are. You are a particular person in a company. Those duties are coming to you on your own, isn't it? You are working for human resources, so naturally jobs which are connected to HR will come to you. If you are in payroll का ही हिसाब आएगा. दूसरा बॉस बोलेगा नहीं तुमको ये भी करना पड़ेगा वो भी. So that is different, you know. But here things come to you naturally. Naturally, if you have to look after your children, has it come to you naturally? Do you have a choice there? Think about it. Do you have a choice? You have kids, do you have a choice? No. Has it come to you naturally? 100%. So these are called duties. Expectation. When I say that I am doing this, you are going to expect something in return. No, it is your job. You have to do it. Period. So he says, efficiently perform your duty, free from attachment. There should be no attachment whatsoever. Your son is giving examinations. He said, नहीं first आना चाहिए, इतना percentage लेना ही चाहिए. Sir, it is called attachment. Because you see, I want you to do this course. He may not even do that course. He may go for some music या पता नहीं ऐसे कुछ तो भी. Music, मैंने तुमको इसलिए पढ़ाया था. You know, the thought immediately comes. Has the thought not come like this? Did I teach you for this reason? Oh, that I has already come. See? Did you get the point? The I has already come. The moment the I comes into the picture, attachment is there. And then he says, then you are bound by karma. Everything has to be done for the sake of sacrifice only. So what is this sacrifice? Having created, so verse 10 will do, having created mankind along with Yajna, at the beginning of creation, the creator Brahma said to them, you shall prosper by this, may this yield the enjoyments you seek. Yajna, whichever way you want to pronounce it. So, what is this word Yajna or Yajna? This word has been construed in our mind that there are those sages sitting around fire with one, square block somewhere and they are pouring something over there. Isn't that how we have always visualized? Even in our, scriptures also we We are told it happens this way. Now, here the difference is this. Brahma is the firstborn, isn't it? He was born first. He came from that leaf, the golden lotus, right, from the Nabhi of Vishnu, Mahavishnu. So Brahma, why would he perform sacrifices? The thought will come. What is this sacrifice? Sacrifice or yagya means very simply what you put in a fire. You have seen there is a fire. See, look at the way the connotations are. There is a square in front of you, which is, a sacrificial pit, English translation. And then you put something over there, all kinds of twigs, leaves, loban, this, that, hundreds of things we put. And finally, we put ghee also. You have seen how much of ghee those people put? You have seen in many places. So that must be something. Now, why would Brahmaji do this? The beginning of time. Why would he do it? So that means, were those ingredients there at that time to do? Or what was actually Brahmaji doing? So he says, having created mankind along with Yagya at the beginning of creation, the creator Brahma said to them, you shall prosper by this, may this yield the enjoyment you seek. So he has given a technique for doing certain things. I'll do the next one also because it will be, we can do combined. Verse 11 says, foster the gods through this sacrifice and let the gods be gracious to you. Thus, each fostering the other selflessly, you will attain the highest good. So, fostering the gods. So, if you think about it, what God you want to foster? What God you want to praise to that he will get this yagya over there and he is going to be mighty pleased and he will come out of that yagya, basically, and offer something to you. You have seen that, no? Itne bhi serial dekhe hain. We have seen all those serials where they have shown the gods or somebody comes out of yagya and is offering one pot of something. Money or power or whatever. That is the way of thinking. Because we take a very literal meaning out of it. Now, imagine what happens in this world. Every action of ours is nothing but a sacrifice. We are doing something. Now, what am I doing just now? I'm speaking. Speech is a kind of a sacrifice. How does speech happen? Speech happens by means of a process inside. I am saying certain words. I am looking at you. I can hear something. Now, these are all actions. Actions are performed as a sacrifice. Think. Ear. Imagine the ear as that square. Just imagine. The mouth as the square. What are you putting in the mouth? Food. Correct? What are you putting in the ear? Sound. Isn't it? You can hear something, sound. What are you putting in the eye? The light from outside and you can see the objects. So, this is called a sacrifice. An action performed in any place is a sacrifice. And what is the thing that comes out of it? The light, when it hits our eye, is literally like a sacrifice. The organ inside works in such a manner that it tells you, gives you vision. Vision is there? Ear. Sound hits you, hearing. Hearing होता है? Huh? When you eat food, it goes in our stomach, gives us energy, blood, all those things which come out of it. Think this is exactly how the whole thing works. And what gods is he talking about? Festering the gods. The God of my eye is allowing me to see. When I offer him something, the person who is controlling my mouth, there is a certain amount of digestion happening in the mouth, whatever you call it, चबाते हैं हम लोग, and there is saliva and all that happening. So certain amount of digestion happens for sugars in the stomach, different kind. So these are the things which happen. Got it? So if I have to say certain words, there is a process involved. The final outcome is the speech. The outcome is the speech. Now hear what he said. You shall prosper by this. May this yield the enjoyment you seek. What is the enjoyment that you seek? You can see any part of your body. You will find that there is an enjoyment which comes out of that part. The eye is giving me the enjoyment of vision. I can see. Now imagine someone who is blind. Can you understand? A blind man has so many issues. He cannot see. Deaf people, they cannot hear. The gods inside are not accepting that. So they can't hear. There is nobody inside. Did you get it? The biggest God that we have is called the King of gods. Is called the mind. What do you put inside the mind first? The action is connected to the mind. Finally we say, oh, I did this because I thought like this. Isn't it? Some kind of action you are doing. But are you not giving it inputs in the first place? There is a God sitting in that place. Why do we call it God? Think about it. Why do we call this vision as God? If I don't have that power inside of me, how will I see? I can't see anything if I don't have the power of vision. Isn't it? So think, all these verses are written in a very peculiar manner. We think that there is some sacrifice you got to do. So what do? You call some guy and you say, भाई ये हमको ये करके चाहिए. For what? So that I can get some money. I become rich, prosperous. Do we do pujas for that? Prosperity, gain, this, that. करते हैं ना कि नहीं करते हैं? And what do we do? Even in that we do havan. And then the havan में वो डालते रहते हैं कुछ पता नहीं क्या. And finally, end of it all, we think we're going to become rich. I'm going to get this. घर की भी पूजा होती है, शांति होती है. Huh? Please tell me which house has shanti in it, by the way. Not a single house has shanti in it. And by the way, if you think that by doing some kind of a havan you're going to get money and power and all, please ask all the politicians who have gone and done so many havans and this and that at all the places, and the next election they have lost. So what happened to those havans? What happened to all that, Amul butter that they have given? Butter bhi dena padta hai. So all that is gone down. It has nothing to do with this kind of a havan. It's nothing to do with those kind of sacrifices. Those sacrifices today do not yield. People think, we will do sacrifice and the rain god will fall. You ask any scientist, he's going to say you are crazy. What is the sacrifice there? The sacrifice is simply, can you keep your environment clean? Sacrifice that, isn't it? Plant trees. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड उसका कम कर दो. बोलते हैं कि नहीं बोलते? But if I think that by doing some havan somewhere over here, the gods are going to rain in Bangalore, it's not going to happen. If it is predicted that there is going to be famine for 5 years, it's anyway going to be. So, if this is how things are being construed, that means there is something wrong in the verse it is there. Why are we misusing these verses for some completely different purpose? Doing all these kind of sacrifices is not the correct way of doing things. The correct way of doing things is proper thinking. If I do proper thinking, don't you think my mind will give me correct answers? It's a God at the end of the day, right? So the sacrifice, if I see things which are good, imagine if I am sitting in a dull, dim light, what sacrifice are you doing? My eyes are anyway going to fade. Tomorrow I will become blind. That is the reason why we say na, ki the lights have to be good, everything has to be good. So this is the answer. Foster the gods through the sacrifice. There are gods who are supposed to be in charge of certain things. I told you, vision, there's a God inside who is considered to be connected to vision. Don't go and ask him for something else. I want to smell through my eyes, नहीं कर सकते हम लोग, बराबर है ना? So we have to be very clear of what we are going to do. So misuse नहीं करना. Use the power. He says, see, you will get enjoyments that you seek. There are lots of people who follow nutrition का कोई programs, charts, right? And oh, we have to eat this and we have to avoid this. ये meal ऐसा होना चाहिए, वो वैसा होना चाहिए. What are you doing actually? You are following a regime which is going to be healthy, which will give you proper nutrition. If you are going to do something which is not going to give you proper nutrition, means you are finished. So eating in time, isn't that what we say? Eat in time, sleep in time. Sleep is also a kind of a yajna only. It's a sacrifice. If you don't sleep in time, you're going to be having a lot of problems in your life. Isn't it true? So you have to give that particular thing to that God. Whatever he wants. There is a desire for that God that I want this, so I give him this and then I will get that return on investment from that God. क्योंकि इन्वेस्ट तो किया है ना, तो वो मिलेगा वहां से. क्या करेगा वो, क्या देगा? So now visualize this whole thing. हवन कुंड में मैंने ये डाला, फिर वो किया, फिर वो किया, फिर वो किया, उसके बाद उसमें से at the end of it I got something coming out of it. So he says, verse 12 says, fostered by sacrifice, the gods will surely bestow on you unasked all the desired enjoyments. He who enjoys the gifts bestowed by them without offering anything to them in return is undoubtedly a thief. What does it mean? If I am not giving anything to the God, देना पड़ता है थोड़ा बहुत, तो वो then he will give me something in return. Always remember one thing, it is always the returns are to the power of 10 or to the power of 100. समझ में है? 1 रुपए का 10 रुपया, 1 रुपए का 100 रुपया. Something like that will be there, which will be the return. That's why one peda, if you give, you understand, no, you will get 100 pedas maybe worth. So here what Krishna is saying, fostered by sacrifice. These gods, when you offer them something, they feel nice about it and they will give you things in return. And it will always be within that parameter, whatever it is supposed to be. I want you to visualize again certain thing. Now, if you eat too much, what happens? हाँ, इंडाइजेशन होगा, फिर पेट दुखेगा, सब कुछ होगा कि नहीं होगा? So do you understand that you have to give proper nutrition, proper amount, less भी नहीं, ज़्यादा भी नहीं. See, if you are a yogi and all, you can give less, it's okay, no problem. But if you are a normal human being who is living in this world, you better eat properly. Correct? Suppose your intake per day is 1200 kilocalories. Okay? नहीं, कल से है ना मैं थोड़ा सा कट करेगा, राइस नहीं खाएगा, ये नहीं खाएगा. 1000 kilocalories ठीक है. I will 200 kilocalories per day. At the end of the month it comes to 60,000 kilocalories. Oh, it means I will be reducing by about 12 kilos in weight, 10-12 kilos in weight. Is that so? Ask those people, people like Adnan Sami or whoever they are. And try to find out what exactly happened to them. Bulimia. People who, they're very thin, lean people. And many a times they have this, they avoid food. Or if they eat food, सब बाहर निकालते हैं. Or they will take a purgative or something like that, where the food literally passes through their body without giving nutrition. But खाना था इसीलिए मैंने खा लिया. This can lead to dangerous diseases. Your body has come to a certain weight in a certain span. Suppose it has taken you 10 years, 12 years to come to that level. And you are maintaining a particular, kg weight. Suppose your weight has been, say, 80, 60, whatever, 60, 65. 65 you have been for the last 12, 15 years. Naturally, because of hormonal changes and a lot of things happen. So you will find that your weight is, say, 60, 65. And suddenly you say, no, I have to go to the gym, I have to cut down on my weight, and from 65 you come to 55. And in less than 3 months, 4 months, 6 months time, you have 12 years का जो 65 था, उसको suddenly 6 months you have brought it down to 55. Do you know how many issues your body is going to face after that? Tremendous amount of issues. Human beings have very little idea about this because they feel happy when I lose my weight. It is not about losing weight. It is not about the God inside is not getting festered. Okay, please understand, you are not offering that God. You have taken that away from whom? Can you imagine whom have you taken that away from? वो 10 किलो किससे निकाल के ले लिया है समझो? That God inside. You see, your body was used to processing at 65. It had actually leveled off at 65 and said कि नहीं, इसके बाद तुम्हारा वजन हम लोग नहीं बढ़ाएंगे. The gods inside have decided on this. चलो इसका वेट हम इतना ही रखते हैं. But you have gone and done something which is against these gods. You know how much of issues they create? If you are used to listening to very suddenly, they जोर-जोर से hard rock, पता नहीं कौन सा जोर-जोर से music बजता है. When you go to these big clubs and stuff like that, loud music is playing. Your ears are supposed to handle a certain, decibels of music, and suddenly when you hear too loud a music, the God inside is getting affected. And when the God inside is getting affected, please understand there is going to be an issue. I am just talking about the body. Now let us talk about our life in general. Suppose you have a lifestyle where you are spending a certain amount of money. समझो घर में खाने पीने का एक 15-20 हजार रुपया खर्चा होता है. Okay, you are spending about 15-20K per month in food and items which you buy. Let us say that. A small household today, उतना ही आ जाता है ना, 10 से 20 के अंदर ही आ जाता है. थिंक अबाउट इट. And suddenly, out of the blue, you say, no, every day we will order Swiggy and Zomato and this and that. मतलब end of the month में 50 का हो गया. Where are you going to get that 30 from? You get it? Suddenly, where are you going to get that 30 from? Your salary is not jumping that much. Then where is that difference going to come from? Did you get this point? We, in our other part, what we do is we take on things which we cannot even manage. Holidays. बोले 3 लाख रुपए लगेंगे. Where are you going to get that 3 lakhs from or 5 lakhs from? Now we are going to, we're going to Thailand. From Thailand, we're going to Bali. Bali से वहाँ जाएंगे. And you have planned your entire itinerary, and you say, na, ki, the card company is giving me this offer, that offer. Card companies are not giving you offer just for the heck of it. They want to earn money. They know someday you will default. You see, if you have a proper schedules of payments every month, suppose the payment is this much and you pay the card in time, do you know you have the worst case scenario as far as the your increase is concerned? You know this or you don't know this? The day you default, they are the happiest. Why? Now they will get to earn. Till today, you are not allowing the 45 days का credit time होता है कभी कभी. The 30 days में you have to pay by the 20th of the month, and you are religiously paying them on the 18th, 19th को आया वैसे bill भर दिया. The card company is saying, इसको क्यों मैंने credit दिया? I don't understand. I give credit because this person has to give me something in return. And if you are not going to give in return, I am going to be in big trouble. So you better give them something in return. So if you default, no, they are happiest. You see, you instead of paying the whole amount, you pay that small amount. You can pay only this much. They are the happiest at that time because then your credit rating goes up. Ask those people in US who don't have credit cards. That's the worst case scenario, by the way. Your credit ratings. In India, we have CRISIL and all those other companies which do your credit ratings. Try to find out. So did you get it? You have to offer something. In the same way, when you are doing your EMI payments for something or the other, you may think that per annum I am just paying 14 point something or 15 point something. They are already taken from you earlier. They have taken you some 3,000 rupees on a lakh of rupees. You don't remember that? You know the way how this is calculated, cut interest we say, or there are lots of things which happen which we actually don't understand. This is about your house and things like that. Clothes that you wear. There used to be a time when the clothes would last you for 10 years. Today, 6 months, it's all faded out. There's a hole in it. Why is that? Why do you think that happens? You understood? That cycle has to continue. It's like a sacrifice that God over there in whichever company is saying, please come to me. I have sent you this mail, Big Bazaar mail, this mail, that mail. Please come to me. Fab India mail भेजेगा. बोलेगा आप आए नहीं बहुत दिन से. One day I was going with her and I said, I got 500 rupees voucher from Fab India. 500 rupees voucher, and how much did we end up spending? $800,000. That day, the spending on just that 500 rupees bait. I don't buy. See, when the points may come to me, but somebody else buys. If I give my number, no. So the points will come to me. So I say, see, I got 500 rupees voucher. 500 बोलेगा तो गया 50,000 लग गया. So this is like a sacrifice to the God. Okay, he's taking little 500 rupees but giving so much. So I hope you understand this equation. This equation works in a very funny way. So here he is saying the same thing. He who enjoys the gifts, bestowed by them without offering anything to them in return is undoubtedly a thief. So you got to give them something in return. Now, the technique which I said, I think 3-4 times I had said, I'll tell you the technique. Simply, the technique is like this. If I take something from you, I have to give it back to you. That is how returns होते हैं ना. But 90% of the time, 10% मैं ऐसे ही बाजू में रख रहा हूँ. We go and stand in front of some god somewhere. I want this, okay, please. वो देता है कभी कभी. Have you given back? Many a times person remembers it after many years. I still remember the child was already 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, and the mother suddenly said, "Oh my God, I was supposed to give one gold chain to this god." Why? Because the god has given the baby. समझ में आया? अभी 14 बरस का. So suddenly you remember that God over there must be thinking, ये मेरा चेन अभी आना है. You understand? वो वसूली बोलते हैं ना, वसूली. You seen वसूली in that movie? Huh? Golmaal. I think Golmaal, no? Oh, one of the movies it is there. Vasuli Bhai. So Vasuli Bhai is there. And then God must be thinking, मेरा एक गोल्ड चेन आने का है. गए 10 बरस 15 बरस होने को आए, फिर भी गोल्ड चेन नहीं आई. कितना मैंने ऐसा डाल के रखा है सब जगह पर. The gods you may think are not expecting, but they are. So there is a very beautiful story in Sai Satcharitra. Sai Satcharitra में एक स्टोरी है. There is this person. Now he goes to now in most of the places they give पैर अगर कटा रहेगा या कुछ हुआ रहेगा तो पैर देते हैं or something or the other. So this man goes with 2 silver breasts. His mother or somebody had an issue, so he goes to Sai Baba. Okay. So he goes to Sai Baba and he says, "Baba, I have to give you this." Baba looks at him and says, "मेरा थोड़ी है वो तो सप्तशृंगी का है." You know Saptashringi? The Devi is there. You can't give it to me. That belongs to her. So he says, "But I thought that you are the God of gods." No. You are Sai Baba. You are like all gods are inside of you. So I will give it to you. He says, No. This is belonging to Saptashringi, you have to give it. So he wonders, abhi Saptashringi जाऊं कैसे? Suddenly it so happens that the Saptashringi Devi's main pujari over there, okay, now he has a dream. Now this is backward, flashback. तो flashback में उसको dream आता है. He gets a dream in which he sees an old man, दाढ़ी वाला and all that, and he wonders. He's saying, "You have to come to me." So he wonders, who is this person? I have never seen this kind of a person. So suddenly one day he says, maybe it is Shivji. And he comes to Nasik. Nasik we have that temple. वो क्या है उसका? हाँ? नहीं. शिवजी का टेम्पल. त्रिंबकेश्वर. तो त्रिंबकेश्वर टेम्पल में वो जाता है. He stays in that Trimbakeshwar temple and does all kinds of puja, but still he is not happy with it. He says, "What is this? I don't think I saw Shivji with that beard and all." So he again goes back to his temple, Saptashringi. And then it so happens that one day one person comes to him. So who is this person? This person you remember with this 2 breasts that he is supposed to give. So he comes to him and offers him that. Says कि है ना मेरी माँ ने ये मन्नत मांगी थी and that's why I have to give it over here. And that person says, "Okay, fine," and he does it. While they are talking, he says, "Where did you come from?" "Oh, I came from Shirdi." So he says, "What is there in Shirdi?" So he explains about Sai Baba and all that. Suddenly it dawns on him, "Oh, this must be that Dadiwala Baba that I am supposed to visit." And so he comes to Shirdi and then he sees it's the same person in dream. So Sai Baba is the person he meets. So this is a story which will tell you that if you have done some mannat with some Devi, Devta and all that, please kindly return exactly to that place, not to somebody else. So all the gods and goddesses, they are having their vasuli by over there, and you better see to it that you are doing that, because 9 o'clock.
What have you forgotten? Which was vast and forgotten?
Yeah, I will tell you that also. And like I said, after 14 years, somebody remembered. You set reminders in your phone now. At that time, there were no phones, but today you can set reminders in your phone. Even many years later, it will come to you. Simply, there is a knock which will tell you, which will remind you that you got to do this. And that knock happens. It could be that you may be paying your forefathers, grandfather का या father का, mother का, किसी का तो भी दे रहे हैं. वो भी हो सकता है. You are doing it. You may not even realize you are doing it. Sai Baba used to say, na, give me 12 rupees, give me 21 rupees, give me 30 rupees. People would say, what kind of a saint is he? He's asking for money. So all the sages and saints and all these Babajis, they are not supposed to ask for money. Actually, what he was doing was, he was taking that return. You owe him that much. So he will take that and he will give it to somebody else. You got what I'm saying? He's not taking the money for himself and eating it or something like that. He takes it because your rin, Rinana Bandha we call it, you have to repay that. So if you have gone to Tirupati and said to Tirupati Balaji, oh, I'm going to give you this, you better give, okay? वो इसीलिए वो बाल काटते हैं ना पूरा, हाँ, वो सब करना पड़ता है. Why? Because that is return. So here he is saying, see, please understand this. He who enjoys the gifts bestowed by them without offering anything to them in return is undoubtedly a thief. So now coming back to the sacrifice. Eyes, ears, mouth. What are you supposed to do? Are you not supposed to keep your eyes clean? Huh? Right? Your mouth, nicely brush it. कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट है? थोड़ा सा तो है, इतना सा ही है. So you keep your stomach, your eyes, your ears, your house, your surroundings, your weather, everything. ये सबको देने के लिए, that is the sacrifice that you got to do, that little thing. You know, in the whole year, if you have plants at home, in the whole year we are not giving these plants anything except water and maybe sunlight. But once in a year you will go and give them some khad, manure, or spray them with some kind of those जो कीड़े मारने वाली चीज. Why do you do that? So that they will be healthy, isn't it? Their return should be good. So this is called sacrifice. All right. Yesterday I had the opportunity of meeting a person. Now this person did a lot of jobs. We had to go to a police station and give some papers and stuff like that. And this person is a village panchayat chief. So this village panchayat chief, a kind of a known person. So he was doing all the things, and he did it just like that. So he, from his own pocket, spent a lot of money. Driving down to the place every time, getting the papers and this and that. He's done a lot of things. So finally, the question was asked, you have spent so much, how much are we supposed to pay? The person looks at us and says, what am I supposed to take from you? You are here, no? I don't need anything from you. He's looking at me and he's telling me, you are here, no? I don't want anything from you. I just want to go. Can I go now? I said, of course you can go. After he went, the other person who was there with me said, you know what? At least one shirt or one t-shirt or something like that we need to give him. I said, yeah, of course you should. His son is very young. He may need some which you can give. So as a token you need to give, not because that person is, helping out so much. It is important that you give. Okay? तो उसको वो दक्षिणा देनी है थोड़ी सी. लेकिन he is not expecting. So the gods are not expecting that way, but if you have committed to it, you better keep your commitment. So if your stomach, like I said, starting mein, if you are eating a certain quantity, eat that much. If you put an additional 100 kilocalories more, your stomach is going to extra aa gaya. You see, or something which your stomach is not able to digest. कोरोना वायरस प्रॉब्लम तो है ना, क्या बैट्स खाते हैं, होता है ना कि नहीं होता है तो गलत चीज खाने से भी होता है. So just give the right stuff at the right time and the right quantity and everything will be fine. So when you do this, it is literally like doing a duty. There is no expectation that way, but we have to do what is necessary from our side. Whatever is due, we just have to give which we think, कुछ देना है दे दो, लेकिन उसके बारे में सोचने का नहीं है मैंने उसको टी शर्ट दिया था so he should be doing, last time he came to me, this time also he should come with me. No. Don't think that last time का इसमें ऐड करके चलो एक बार दे देते हैं. We do that. You go to Baba's temple. Last time I gave you 1 kilo peda. Last time I got 4th rank आया. नेक्स्ट टाइम मेरे को फर्स्ट रैंक मांगता है और आ गया वापस 4th. दिया था ना लास्ट टाइम 1 किलो, तो उसमें ही एडजस्ट कर लेना. ओके एडजस्ट कर नो एडजस्ट ಮಾಡಿ ओवर हियर, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ एडजस्ट ಮಾಡಿ. So everything has to be done in a systematic manner, and that's the reason why he says you will be called undoubtedly a thief if you do not do those sacrifices. So every portion of your body, your house, your surroundings, everything in this world is a sacrificial pit. Don't just think of only the Panditji will come and he will make one square over there and he'll put in a 4 ईंट लगा के वो करता है. वो नहीं, वो यज्ञ नहीं होता, ये सब यज्ञ होता है. So think about what Brahma ji did and what every other god does. It's the same thing. It's an offering. Okay. And that is why we have to do it. So we are going to move to verse 13. So this chapter 3 verse 13 Bhagavad Gita. The virtuous who partake of what is left over after sacrifice are absolved of all sins. Those sinful ones who cook for the sake of nourishing their bodies alone partake of sin only. Okay. What we do is, do you know our parents and our grandparents and all, what do they do when they sit for lunch? हाँ, पहले पानी ऐसा डालते हैं कि नहीं डालते, फिर वो भगवान को ऐसा कुछ करके वो थोड़ा सा साइड में रख के फिर बाद में नमस्कार करके खाना खाते हैं. Right? Think, what is it that he is doing? Offering it to the gods. Now there is a very tricky situation over here. Now if I give you something, all right, suppose I give you एक पेड़ा देता हूं मैं आपको, या कुछ दिए मैंने आपको, गिफ्ट दिया. Suppose I give you a gift, a Cadbury chocolate. Now that Cadbury chocolate which you are getting belongs to whom? Is it the giver or the given? No. If I have given something to somebody, it belongs to that person then. That is why you are never supposed to say, मैंने उसको वो दिया. You are still holding on to the object. Do you get the point? Let us say you have a sister-in-law और उसको एक बहुत अच्छी साड़ी दी आपने, भी देते हैं ना इसे हम लोग, तो एक अच्छी साड़ी दी उसको, and she wears it for some wedding, and you look at her, वो साड़ी मैंने दी थी. ओ, वो साड़ी तुमने दी थी. वो साड़ी में जितना भी कर्म लगा हुआ है वो आपके पास आएगा। कर्म करने वाला दूसरा होगा, लेकिन वो कर्म आपके पास आएगा। क्यों? यू आर स्टिल होल्डिंग ओनरशिप ऑफ दैट ऑब्जेक्ट। डू यू गेट दिस पॉइंट? डू यू रिमेंबर दैट स्टोरी ऑफ भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी? भोपाल में सबकी आंखें चली गई थी एंड ऑल दैट, भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी। हु वाज द पर्सन रिस्पॉन्सिबल?
Union Carbide.
Union Carbide's CEO. But the CEO was not even there. CEO was not there. Then how is the CEO responsible? The moment you take up a responsibility of that object, that item, the ownership is yours. Never forget this. After 9 o'clock.
Can you repeat?
If you take any object, the ownership of that object, ownership, then everything associated with that object is yours. All karma associated with that object is yours. आपके घर में कोई काम कर रहा है, ठीक है, उसने जाके दूसरे के घर में चोरी की, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसकी है? When your kids do something wrong, whose responsibility is it? You are the one who is taking care of your kids. Your kids go and do something wrong. Whose responsibility is it? Yours. Not somebody else's, not that kid's, because the kid doesn't understand also. Isn't it true? You remember there is a very beautiful story where a man was used to going and doing little larcenies, robberies and stuff like that. One day, while he is doing that, he is caught and he kills that person and he is put in jail. And it so happens that he is given a death sentence. Then he is asked a question. What is your last wish? So he says, I want to meet my mother. Okay? I want to meet my mother. So when the mother comes to meet him, you know what he does? He bites her ear off. So everybody says, ऐसा क्यों किया तुमने? बोला मेरे माँ ने मेरे कान क्यों नहीं खींचे जब भी मैं पहली चोरी करने गया था? When I went for the first time to rob somebody, why didn't my mother stop me? The ownership is with that person. Remember this always. And this is what Krishna is saying. If you take the ownership of any object, the final destination is yours. Okay? Now, I will explain this to you in the material worldly scenario. Let us say, I am Don Corleone. Okay? Godfather. And if I tell my henchman, Luca Brasi is his name. लुका ब्रासी को बोलता है जाके इसको खत्म करके आना. And Luca Brasi is caught by the police. Who is responsible for that murder which Luca Brasi did? Is Luca Brasi responsible or is Don Corleone responsible? The person who has given him that supari or whatever is responsible. Always remember this. He has the greatest responsibility. So Don Corleone becomes more responsible and Luca Brasi's responsibility is very less. The thing fell down. So did you get this point? So now think about what I said. If I do something and if I am responsible, the whole responsibility falls on me. That is my karma, not yours. अगर मैंने किसी को बोला जाके उसको थप्पड़ लगा के आओ, it is my responsibility, not the person who is giving a thappad. His responsibility is just 10%, 90% मेरा है. समझ में आया? ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस एट ऑल पॉइंट्स इन टाइम. Now what is Krishna saying? I hope this whole thing became clear to you. Responsibility. So now look at it this point of view. Suppose I give something to somebody and I do not take the responsibility of that object and I said मैंने तुमको ये गिफ्ट दे दिया. वो गिफ्ट I will never say that I have given it to you. Now it belongs to you. What you do with it is your problem, not mine. Suppose if you have been given a gift of $100,000, what you do with that money, it's yours, isn't it? The government, लॉटरी में $100,000 आपको मिल गए, आपने जाके उसको कुछ भी किया. Whose responsibility is it? Government's? Government has said, I given it to you. I don't know. So once you give, that belongs to that person. So never claim things back like this. Never ever say ki I did this and I gave it to them. So the moment you say I gave 1 kilo peda to Sai Baba, please understand it that karma is yours, not his. Did you get this? I came to the sentence correctly. The karma belongs to. So when I do my offering to the gods, and I do not take the responsibility of it and I say, please God, you take care of it. So whatever food that I was eating, later on I ate, becomes a prasad. And what I gave to God is called a offering. Did you understand this offering and this prasad thing? So if I give something to the God, don't say मैंने दिया, मैंने 100 ब्राह्मणों का भोजन करवाया. Don't even say those words. Never ever say that. If you are given it to that deity, divinity, God or whoever, give it with love. And please do not ever take the credit for it. Because if you take the credit, whatever karma associated with it is coming to you only. So while eating food, they offer the food to the gods. When they offer the food to the gods are satiated by the food. Actually, they are not coming and eating like this. चलो इसमें का थोड़ा, इसमें का थोड़ा. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं करते. वो जब ऑफर किया गया, तो वो भगवान का फूड हो गया, उसको ऑफरिंग बोलते हैं. और जब हम उसके बाद वो खाते हैं ना, उसको बोलते हैं प्रसाद. We are entitled for a prasad, but never say ever that I have given an offering. Did you get this verse clearly? After this, please remember this verse very clearly, because it is nowhere written how this verse is to be interpreted, okay? But it is written in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, the virtuous who partake of what is left over after sacrifice are absolved of all sins. Got it? There is no sin connected to the things which you have given as an offering. An offering has to be done with our heart, with love. Don't ever give an offering with, hey, तुमको कितना देने का? Don't ever ask a person कितना देने का, तुम्हारा फीस क्या है? You have to offer what you think is the best offering that you can give from the bottom of your heart. उसका तोल मोल का बोल नहीं करना. Never do that, count it कि I gave this much or I am doing this. Never. So he says, are absolved of all sins. No karma comes to you. Now, when I am eating the food, remember the food belongs to whom? The gods. The gods have eaten it. Any karma associated with, eating the food also, karma is associated. Last time only I was saying, chuli, kandani and all those small sins that are there, that the God has taken charge of it, not you. So when sages or saints, when they take used clothes, you give them, but don't say I gave them. Just give it to them. they are free from all karma. They are absolved of all sins. So any job that you do, don't keep on taking credit for it. Just do it as a duty and don't say I did. Those sinful ones who cook for the sake of nourishing their bodies alone partake of sin only. You are not showing it to the gods. You are not doing anything to anybody. And if you are eating it, मैं अपने लिए ही कर रहा हूँ. So फुकट में नहीं रहेगा. First you offer and then you take it. So I hope you understood this lesson about offering and prasadam. Got it? So I hope you'll remember this. So I will stop over here.